Okay, this is the electric meter base. And this base should have been sealed. And this electric cable should have been protected inside of a conduit. And the conduit should have extended out 3 feet above the roof. And it wasn't. None of those things happened. This line looks pretty thin, and I suggest a line audit. Moving along the front of the house. This is the hall closet. This is where the electric service panel is not supposed to be, inside this hall closet. It's not supposed to be hand labeled. Not supposed to be hand labeled. Also, this appears, despite the labeling, is that reversed? Inside air conditioning unit. 50 amps, is that too large? It looks like it's too large to me. Or is it this 20 amps right here? Which is just barely large enough. 20 and 20. I'm betting it's one of these 20s over here. But according to the label, alright, 5.6 inside air conditioning unit. Okay. I get it. I guess I get it. 5.6 and 5.6. 1, 2, 3. 5.7. That says kitchen. Inside air conditioning unit 6. 6 over here. This is all wank. Can't say wank on the report. Alright. So I suspect that the air conditioning unit is overfused. This is only a suspicion. Only a suspicion. So what do we got? What do we know? Well, I know that we don't have a lot of power coming into the home. I'll measure those cables. We're supposed to have rubber protectors on those. But they didn't come with this new box. Why? Because this is not a main load center. It's a load center. It's a sub panel. Code says a minimum of 150 amps. Most load centers run, sub panels, they could run as large as you want. But one this size, I'm suspecting it's only about 60 amps. I'm going to look it up. So, but the cables coming in, L1 and L2, look like they're undersized. And they're supposed to have protective rubber boots on them. They didn't come with that because this is a sub panel box. The main neutral is coming in. It's not sheathed, so it doesn't have to be wrapped with white tape. We're good there. So what do we got? It's supposed to have 36 inches of clearance in front of it, 17 inches on each side, 6 foot clearance above it. It's supposed to have a main disconnect. Don't have a main disconnect. Those are supposed to be covered. Not supposed to have open knockouts in the cabinet. And we're not supposed to have bundling. More than 2 circuits coming in any one hole at a time for the sheathing effect. Oh, we don't have any of that. No, you don't. See this red and black wire? That tells me this is a 220 and the lack of labeling on one of these. Okay, so we're coming up here. I get it. Never mind. So we got a handle on that. And that's 30 amp. That's probably for the air conditioner. It's probably fused properly. Probably for the air conditioner. What else have we got? We're not supposed to have more than an 1/18 of an inch gap. Alright? It compromises the fire blocking. And we're not supposed to screw them in. See that? Sheet metal screws? They're fast, they're tight, I get that. But nails have much more shear strength. If this box had been nailed in properly. If this structure was to experience a tornado, for example, if a tornado hits your house, you already got a bad day. But we're in a closet, protected closet. If a tornado hit, then this box would stand a much better chance of staying in place than if it just been screwed in like it was. So what do we learn? We learned that we don't have a main disconnect. We learned that the breaker box doesn't belong in the closet. We learned that we do not have protective covers over there. We learned that we got improper screws. We learned that the bonding location wasn't labeled. We learned that the gap is too large. We learned that the labeling was inaccurate. We learned that the labeling was handwritten instead of printed. We learned those things. Let's see if I can measure that. It'd be kind of interesting. I'm not through with this box. We also learned that the meter on the exterior wall should have been sealed, and we also learned that the power line coming into the meter was not protected by electric conduit, and that it was not extended 3 feet over the house. We learned those things. But we learned something else. I never want to give it up. Learn something else. The condensing unit's not running. The condensing unit has not come on. The breakers are on. I turned the power on. It's 70 degrees outside. There's no reason why it shouldn't run. Also, there's not an electric service disconnect at the condensing unit. We learned these things.